The question nobody dares to ask out loud is this: why is the man who tries the least the one who gets the most? I don't ask you this as a provocation. I ask you as a diagnosis, because if you have been the man who tries the hardest, the one who gives the most, the one who understands the most, the one who tolerates the most, and you still don't understand why this isn't earning you the respect you deserve, then what I am going to tell you today is going to make you deeply uncomfortable before it sets you free. And you need it to make you uncomfortable, because discomfort is the only real sign that something genuine is happening. There is a tool that men who understand the real dynamics of power and desire use with a precision that looks like magic from the outside. A tool that does not require you to be better looking, richer, or taller. That does not require you to pretend or perform. That only requires you to understand a truth that nobody ever taught you in school, at home, or anywhere else. That tool is called well-used indifference. And today, on Dark Illusion, you are going to understand it from its very roots. Before we continue, subscribe to the Dark Illusion channel right now, and give this video a solid like. What is coming next is some of the most useful content you will ever consume on this topic, and you need to hear all of it. Let's begin. First, why your constant availability is silently destroying you. Think about the last time you were the first to write, the last time you reorganized your entire day just to be available when she called, the last time you yielded on something you didn't want to yield on just to avoid tension. And remember what happened next. It didn't turn out the way you expected, did it? It didn't, because you are operating with a logic that does not match the reality of how human desire actually works. The evolutionary biologist Robert Trivers developed the parental investment theory. It explains, with a precision that cuts deep, something fundamental about how we evaluate value in another person. Trivers demonstrated that we perceive as valuable that which requires a real cost to obtain. What comes without cost, what is always available, what never fails or disappoints, is processed by the brain as an abundant resource. And abundant resources in the economy of desire do not generate urgency. They generate comfort. And comfort, brother, is the exact place where desire goes to die. You, with your constant availability, with your immediate reactivity, with your inability to let things pass without responding, without reacting, without being there, you have communicated something to her primitive evaluation system that none of your words can deny, that you have nothing more valuable to do than be waiting on her. And that message, even if she never consciously articulated it, she received it with a clarity that hurts to see. Next, what well-used indifference communicates that no words ever can. Well-used indifference is not an attitude. It is not a mood. It is not revenge or a tantrum or a calculated game to make her suffer. It is a signal, the most powerful signal a man can emit in a dynamic of power and desire. The signal that his internal world is richer, fuller, and more important than any validation that could ever come from the outside. The neuroscientist Antonio Damasio spent decades studying how emotions and social signals influence human decisions. And he found something that applies here, with a force that cannot be ignored. People make decisions based on emotional signals, long before rationality can process them. They do not choose with their heads, they choose with their instinct. And instinct reads energy long before words ever arrive. When a man is emotionally available for everything, when his mood rises and falls based on the signals he receives from the outside, when his peace of mind depends on the other's response, that instinct registers it instantly, not as love, but as fragility. And fragility does not generate attraction, it generates distance. But When a man remains stable, when his internal state does not waver because of a silence, an insult, or a provocation. When he acts from his own center without seeking approval or reacting to pressure, that instinct also registers it, and it registers it as something very different. It registers it as strength, and strength, since the beginning of time, is what generates respect, and from respect, real desire is born. Next, the architecture of the void that she cannot ignore. There is a phenomenon in cognitive psychology that the researcher George Loewenstein described as the information gap theory. Loewenstein demonstrated that when human beings perceive a gap between what they know and what they do not know, they experience an almost physical need to close that gap. This is not a metaphor. It is a real neurological response that generates tension until the information gap is filled. When you are completely predictable, when she knows exactly what you are going to do, when you are going to write, and how you are going to react, that gap does not exist. There is no void, there is no tension, there is no need to close anything. You are a finished book. But when you apply well-used indifference, when your behavior stops following the script she wrote for you, when your silence lasts longer than she calculated, when your reaction is not what she expected, you create that gap. An unanswered question, an unfinished narrative, an open cycle that her mind cannot let go of. What is he doing? Why doesn't he react like before? Who is he with? What changed? You do not decide those questions, they are generated by the void. And that void, brother, is the exact territory where the interest you thought was lost is born again. This is exactly where the real work begins. The work that separates the man who understands these principles intellectually from the man who lives them with authentic authority. If this is already shifting something inside you, like this video, and subscribe to Dark Illusion right now. We publish every week to keep you grounded. Next, real indifference versus pretended indifference. The difference, that changes everything. Before we continue, I need to make this clear to you, because this is where most men make the mistake that destroys them. Pretending to be indifferent, while on the inside you are monitoring every story she views, every hour she takes to reply, and every sign of life she shows on social media, is not indifference. It is disguised anxiety. And disguised anxiety can be smelled from the other side of the screen. Not with logic, with instinct. And instinct never lies. Real indifference is not performed. It is lived. And it is lived. When you have something more important to invest your energy in than the mood of someone who has given you no reasons to be waiting on her. The Stoic philosopher Seneca wrote it with a clarity that has not lost an ounce of power in 2,000 years. Reclaim yourself for yourself. Recover and guard the time which till now was being forced from you. The man who recovers himself, who invests in his projects, in his body, in his mind, in his goals, that man does not have to struggle to appear indifferent. He is indifferent, naturally, as a consequence of having a life that is worth living with or without anyone's approval. That man does not block to provoke a reaction. He does not disappear to generate anxiety. He does not put timers on his replies. He simply has more important things to do, and that, which from the outside looks like calculated indifference, from the inside is the natural expression of a man who belongs to himself. Finally, the inversion of polarity. When the one who pursued stops doing so, there is a principle in physics that applies with surprising precision to human dynamics. Two magnetic fields of the same pole repel each other. Two opposite fields attract each other with a force proportional to their difference. While you were the needy, reactive man, both fields pushed in the same direction. You toward her with urgency, she pulling away with comfort. The dynamic was predictable and mortal. But when you change fields, when your energy stops flowing outward seeking approval and begins to flow inward, building real value, the polarity inverts. You move toward your life and something in her begins to move toward you, not because you calculated it, but because attraction, just like magnetism, follows laws that do not negotiate. The rule is simple and brutal. Give the situation exactly what it asked for with its behavior. If her actions asked for distance, give it to her. So real, so complete, and so genuine that it is no longer a strategy, but a reality. And when that testing text arrives, because it does, do not respond from the urgency of someone who is waiting. Respond from the calm of someone who is building. That calm is what changes everything. Not what you say, the energy from which you say it. Respect is not begged for with explanations. It is not bought with gestures. It is imposed with the solidity of your character and the genuine scarcity of your presence. Stop giving away your attention to someone who uses it to measure you and discard you. Build your world, shield your mind. Become the man who does not need to be chosen to know exactly what he is worth. That man does not beg. He does not wait with his phone in his hand. That man lives, and women feel it from a distance, just like you feel the presence of something you cannot ignore. Even if you wanted to subscribe to the Dark Illusion channel right now, like this video, and leave a comment sharing at what moment you understood that your availability was costing you respect. I read every comment. I will see you in the next video.